I just wanted to know, where are you from?
Texas.
From America, right?
Yeah.
I just want to know, when was America great for us black people?
Right now?
Oh,
Tell you it's great right now.
Really?
Yeah. It ain't great for you?
No, not at all.
How?
I mean, I'm living life.
Looking good. You got clothes on. Look well fed.
But that doesn't mean
Got
it's great.
beautiful hair.
Oh, thank you.
Got your eyeliner on. You looking good. What kind of bag is that? That's a nice little bag there. You look good. America look good for you. If you were eating out of trash can, I'll tell you something different. America's a great place. I don't understand how we are not acknowledging that. It's great. Look at all these different people out here. Men, women, black, white. You will never see this much diversity anywhere else. It's the greatest place on earth. Everybody can be here and enjoy one another, disagree with each other. We have the freedom of speech, freedom to keep and bear arms. We don't have to worry about the government interfering in our lives for the most part. It's the greatest country ever. And if we don't start acknowledging that, we're going to screw up something.
Shalom, and all praise to the Most High, Yahweh Shimi Awashai, by Hashem Rakak Badash, and double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching this truth that's gone all around the earth. Shalom to the hope of the elect out there. It's your brother Atazawan from the Great Millstone in St. Louis. Gonna dive into a quick, short lesson. It won't be real long. All right, based on that clip with that young lady. And I don't know who the man is in the clip. You know, it's just something that the brothers put in the chat. And it grabbed my attention, all right? And I don't know who he is. I don't know if he has his own platform, if he's supposed to be a teacher of some type. I don't know. I don't know who he is. But all I can say is he's a 2/3 ass nigga, because in December now of 2024, you Jakes still haven't gotten the message, all right? You're in the land of your oppressor. Right, this is Babylon the Great, which is soon to be destroyed. And here you're trying to build hope into a young woman who asked a very wise question, if you will. All right, trying to build hope in this place of oppression, all right, and death and murder and robbery. Okay, and here you're trying to basically encourage her to, as Jesse Jackson would say, keep hope alive for America. All right. So anyway, we're going to jump into a few scriptures, okay, to show you, okay, that Jake is somewhat mentally retarded when it comes to the truth. They have no understanding at all. Okay, they don't understand, you know, what this place really is. This is not the land of opportunity. Okay, you were brought here to serve a punishment. You know, if you're an Israelite, you know, if you come from the stock of a so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, all right? And that man, he looked like he may be an Israelite, okay? I don't know, because I don't know his background, but for the most part, that's what he looked and sounded like, all right? So, you know, our people have always had this thing of thinking, you know, 2/3 of our people, that is, have always had this way of thinking that, you know, eating the government's biscuit is all right. You know, eating the scraps and getting the bullshit and the scrappy jobs and so forth, the things that they throw at you, all right, that, you know, you can make do with that, okay? Now, let's just jump into this story here in the book of Exodus, right, dealing with the Israelites and Moses. Okay, this is the first thing that actually hit my mind when I saw that little clip, you know, of how our people just always think that being in the bondage of Egypt is better than trusting the Lord and having faith, okay? Because what that man told that young woman, you know, wasn't about faith, okay? It had nothing to do with faith. But telling her out of his own mind, out of his own belly, what the solution is to being, I guess you would say, prosperous here in America, because he looked at her on the outward appearance, right, and said, well, you look like you doing all right, you know, your hair is nice, you know, you got on clothes, this, that, and the third. But the shit that we have in this life is nothing compared to what we're going to get, right? So what we have is rags, okay, right? They got Esau's name all over it, right? They're made with mixed fabrics. All these different things got us going off. See, but Jake didn't know that, okay? This is Exodus 14 and 8. It reads, "And the Lord hardened the heart of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and pursued after the children of Israel. And the children of Israel went out with a high hand, but the Egyptians pursued after them all the horses and chariots of Pharaoh and his horsemen and his army, and overtook them encamping by the sea, besides Pi-hahiroth, before Baal-zephon. And when Pharaoh drew nigh, the children of Israel lifted up their eyes, and behold, the Egyptians marched after them, and they were so afraid. And the children of Israel cried out unto the Lord." Right, and that's what it's going to have to take. Terror in the streets, really, here in Babylon the Great, right? In spiritual Egypt, Sodom, okay? It's going to have to be blood in the streets before these people think that they can turn to the Most High then, you know. It always takes a tragedy for Jacob to fall upon his knees, all right? In that day, the Lord is not going to hear you, but nevertheless, let's go on. Verse 11, "And they said unto Moses, because there were no graves in Egypt, hast thou taken us away to die in the wilderness? Wherefore hast thou dealt thus with us to carry us forth out of Egypt? Is not this the word that we did tell thee in Egypt, saying, Let us alone, that we may serve the Egyptians? For it had been better for us to serve the Egyptians than that we should die in the wilderness." Right, that's Jake's faint heart, okay? Not having faith, all right, in the man that the Lord sent, right, to help them to get deliverance or to bring them into deliverance, right? Jake doesn't have any faith. And it's even going to be that way now in this day. The Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, has sent men to prophesy, to preach, to teach, right, and to tell you of the deliverance that's coming, right, for the elect of Israel, right? And here Israelites are out here bucking up against the truth, bucking up against the men, right? So there's great deliverance that's coming now will only be for the elect. All right, goes to show you that these same wicked spirits are back in the earth today, all right, because they're from ancient times. Let's read on just a little bit more. I'm not going to make this long. I'm going to try to get through these scriptures here. Verse 13, "And Moses said unto the people, Fear ye not, stand still and see the salvation of the Lord Yahweh, which he will show you, which he will show to you today. For the Egyptians whom ye have seen today, ye shall see them again no more forever. The Lord Yahweh shall fight for you, and ye shall hold your peace. And the Lord Yahweh said unto Moses, Wherefore criest thou unto me? Speak unto the children of Israel that they go forward. But lift thou up thy rod and stretch out thine hand over the sea and divide it, and the children of Israel shall go on dry ground through the midst of the sea. And behold, I will harden the hearts of the Egyptians, and they shall follow them, and I will get them honor upon Pharaoh, Salakia, and I will get me honor upon Pharaoh and upon all his hosts, upon his chariots and upon his horsemen. And the Egyptians shall know that I am the Lord, when I have gotten me honor upon Pharaoh, upon his chariots, and upon his horsemen." Right, so the Lord already had a plan that was already figured out. He don't have to figure it out minute by minute. It's already done, right? And just like our salvation is already prepared for us, the kingdom is already prepared for us. We just have to go through the motion. We have to play it out. You see? And the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart so that he could show him that he was and is the Almighty. Verse 19, "And the angel of the Lord, which went before the camp of Israel, removed and went behind them, and the pillar of the cloud went from before their face and stood behind them." Right, that's the chariot of the Lord. Okay. Verse 20, "And it came between the camp of the Egyptians and the camp of Israel, and it was a cloud and darkness to them, but it gave light by night to these, so that the one came not near the other all the night. And Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and the Lord caused the sea to go back by a strong east wind all that night, and made the sea dry land, and the waters were divided. And the children of Israel went into the midst of the sea upon the dry ground, the waters were and the waters were a wall unto them on their right hand and on their left. And the Egyptians pursued and went after them to the midst of the sea, even all Pharaoh's horses, his chariots, and his horsemen. And they still say, I don't know if it was Discovery or National Geographic or whatever it was, said that they've gone to that spot, what they presume to be the spot over there in that land, and went to the bottom of that sea, right, and found chariots and stuff down there, all right, according to Esau, all right. Anyway, going on to verse 24, and it came to pass that in the morning watch the Lord looked unto the host of the Egyptians through the pillar of fire and of the cloud, and troubled the host of the Egyptians, and took off their chariot wheels, that they drave them heavily, so that the Egyptians said, let us flee from the face of Israel, for the Lord Yahweh fighteth for them against the Egyptians. And the Lord said unto Moses, stretch out thine hand over the sea, that the waters may come again upon the Egyptians, upon their chariots, and upon their horsemen. And Moses stretched forth his hand over the sea, and the sea returned to its strength when the morning appeared, and the Egyptians fled against it. And the Lord overthrew the Egyptians in the midst of the sea. And the waters returned and covered the chariots and the horsemen, and all the host of Pharaoh that came into the sea after them. There remained not so many, tongue-tied. There remained not so much as one of them, but the children of Israel walked upon dry land in the midst of the sea, and the waters were a wall unto them on the right hand and unto the left. Thus the Lord saved Israel that day out of the hand of the Egyptians, and Israel saw the Egyptians dead upon the seashore. And Israel saw that great work which the Lord did upon the Egyptians. Now, so there's a great work that's coming for the elect, and we see it now with the chariots approaching, okay, that are all over the earth, all right, and it's undeniable, you can't debunk it, that these are the chariots of the Lord. No matter if Esau is sending up drones or anybody else is sending up drones, a drone is not a chariot, you see, all right, so there's going to be a great deliverance that's coming, all right, almost in a greater deliverance, greater than this in which we're reading. You see it? Verse 31 again, and Israel saw that great work which the Lord did upon the Egyptians, and the people feared the Lord and believed the Lord and his servant Moses, right? So in that day, the elect will be in the chariots, all right? Lord willing, we're a part of that number, us few brothers and sisters that believe, okay? And we'll see the destruction from on high, all right? We'll be in the chariots watching it. You see, but I read all that just to show you that at this point in time, there's a deliverance that's coming, right? But you always gonna have these Negroes who think they know better, right? And lack faith and love their oppressor. This is Proverbs 3:31. It says, envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways, for the froward is abomination to the Lord, but his secret is with the righteous, right? And so those of us who are working on this righteousness towards Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, what? We have the secrets. We have the secrets of the scriptures, okay? The understanding of the words of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, that these people of the world, no matter how intelligent they may sound, all right, they just can't get it, and it's not for them. Going on to verse 33, it says, the curse of the Lord is in the house of the wicked, right? And that's here in Babylon the Great. The curse, as it says in, I think it's Zechariah 5, the curse that goeth into the house of the thief, all right, paraphrasing it, okay? These chariots are showing up, man, because we're almost there, all right? The curse of the Lord is in the house of the wicked, but he blesseth the habitation of the just, right? He's going to give us that peace, Lord willing, we hold on, okay? Surely he scorneth the scorners, but he giveth grace unto the lowly, right? That's what I just said, okay? That we can hold on and make it. Verse 35, the wise shall inherit glory. Who are the wise? Those who have taken hold to this knowledge and truth. Okay? But shame shall be the promotion of fools. And that man was talking like a fool, trying to convince that woman that America is great simply because she has a few artifacts, simply because, well, she's in her youth, and so she's relatively healthy, of course. Okay, but that doesn't mean, okay, that America is some great place with all the death and destruction, all right, that goes on in this place, even to this present day. If you go back to old times of the early 1400s, right, when Esau came to the shores and what? Massacred our brothers and sisters that were here. Came into the Caribbean, did the same thing. Okay? So we don't have anything here. There's no stock to put into this place. Okay? Deuteronomy 28:47, it reads, because thou servest not the Lord thy power with joyfulness, and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things, right? Because we didn't do that, what happened? Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck till he have what? Destroyed thee. You see it? So just because you have one or two things, all right, doesn't mean that you forgive, first and foremost, Esau, Edom for all his wickedness. But you got to understand that this was prophesied about you, okay? All right? And that man would come from afar to destroy everything that you have along with yourself, okay? Verse 49, the Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth. Didn't Biden just pass a law that made basically make the bald eagle the national bird, right? Didn't he just do that? As swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young. Right. So if that young lady was or is a college student, perhaps, right, more than likely she's in debt trying to pay for college, because that's what the statistics say, right? Most women, most so-called black women, okay, have more degrees and hold most of the debt for going to college, right? How is this a great place? If you was born and raised here, how come you can't go to school for free? Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 1, for the Lord Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaidens, and they shall take them captives whose captives they were, and they shall rule over what? Their oppressors. So you're here in captivity and you have oppressors, okay? There's no amount of clothing, food, so-called money, because it's not money, it's just paper. And you know what kingdom you're in when you see the money, as they call it, right? When you see whose face is on it, that's what tells you what kingdom you're in. All right? And so you're being ruled over, no matter how comfortable they may try to make it seem for you, and which really is just the Lord just pulling back on some of the curses, over the last 30, 40 years. It's been easing up a little bit, okay? But you're still in captivity, okay? Verse 3, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord Yahweh shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou wast made to serve. Where will we serve in hard bondage? Under these devils here in what? America. How was it ever great, as the young woman asked? And you think what? Just because you can walk around, and if you go get a license, you can carry a sidearm, or he said that the government is not all that much in our business. Yes, they are. They know everything about you. Okay? So anyway, going on to verse 4. Verse 4, that thou shalt take up this parable against the king of Babylon and say, how has the oppression ceased, the golden city ceased, right? Because there's a time, this place has an expiration date on it, all right? And we just about there. We hit it, okay? Sometimes, like when you look at, it might be a carton of milk or a gallon of milk or something, it may have a certain date on it, all right, where it can't be sold in the store no more. But you might have, 1-2 days still left on it where it doesn't begin to smell sour, all right? But eventually you got to get rid of it, okay? This is 2nd Ezra 6:22. We just jump in right there. It reads, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. This is the terror that's coming, okay? Especially here in this landmass, all right? The famine of the word, actual literal famine, right? Jacob's trouble, martial law, all these things. And the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. Whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape and see my salvation and the end of your world. So we're coming into the end of this world, right? This age, okay? The earth is not going anywhere, but this world, this age, this eon, okay? That's it on that. Let's get the last couple. All right, we'll tie it up. All right, this is 2nd Ezra chapter 9, and we'll start right there at the top. And it reads, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently within itself. Salakia. Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. And you're seeing the end of this world, this age, right? Manifesting itself, okay? So there was no need for that man to tell that young woman, oh, everything it seems to be great. Look at you. Look at how you look. You know, look at how you appear. Look at how you dress. That means nothing, okay? Putting false hope on that woman. Verse 6, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. And so you're seeing all the signs that you're at the end of this age, which will bring in what? The new kingdom. 2nd Ezra 6:9, for Esau is the end of the world, right? This is the end of the age, the current age. This is Esau's world, his current age, and you're at the end of it. And what's coming? And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, right? So we are next up, all right? We're standing in the batter's box right now, all right? So, like I said, I saw that little clip and I said, you know, our people are just, they want to love Esau so much. They want to give him another chance. Esau is the devil. He is the oppressor that you're living under, okay? And we pray that this place goes away very, very soon, all right? So I'll end the lesson right there. I didn't mean to be so long-winded on it, but sometimes that happens, all right? So there was no need, right, to envy the oppressor, and America has never been great for the Israelites. All praise to the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Shalom.